Good morning, folks. This is Naeem Azam, Chief Market Analyst at Evertrade, and welcome to our daily technical analysis video. Gold prices are soaring and oil prices are plunging. So let's go and have a look at that. Why is that? The one major fundamental reason behind that is Donald Trump has tested positive for coronavirus. And this means that investors and traders are diversifying in terms of their risk. Now, before anything, as always, it is important for us to go through this slide of disclaimers and risk warnings. So anything which we'll be discussing in this video cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking for one, please do consider consulting with your own advisors. Now, as always, I'm going to bring out the MT4 platform, and I'm sure that many of you are already familiar in terms of the price action. So what we see from this price is that we're going to begin the analysis by looking at the daily time frame, and then you can see from here the daily time frame button is pressed. Now what we see in terms of a price analysis is that gold price is trading to the downside. Yes, we had this massive upward trend because the price was trading above this upward trend line, and I've joined that trend line by joining the lows of this one, but it failed, and because of that when the price broke below this one, this downward trend line came very much in play, and now the prices are trading below this downward trend line. But this also means that we need to readjust our upward trend line and then just join the new low that we have formed in terms of a price action. Now the question is that, okay, we have this price now trading above this upward trend line. What is going to really strengthen the meaning of this particular trend line? That something which can strengthen the meaning of this trend line is if the price, which is trading below this downward trend line, breaks above this downward trend line. Because if it happens like that, then it means that this upward trend line, which we have it right over here, is very much likely to work. And so this trend is going to continue to the upside. Now, looking at the daily time frame, what we see today is that there is a pretty decent momentum for the price in terms of its upward direction, because you can see for the last few days the price has been moving to the upward direction. But then the question is that, okay, the price is moving in the upward direction, how far this price can continue its journey to the upside, and where is that potential resistance zone? The resistance zone is known as the area where price can see some sort of a profit taking, because if the price has started it to trade to the upside like the way that it is doing it, and then it's doing from its previous support zone, which is from 1845 to 1859, then the question is then, where should we take some profit out of this trade? Some of that profit can be taken where this 50-day moving average is really trading in terms of the price. Now, when we look at this, what we see over here is that yes, the prices are trading to the upside, and which is positive, and it is likely to remain like that for some period of time. But if the price fails to break above this 50-day moving average, 50-day simple moving average right over here, then the likely move is going to be to the downside from here. And that means the price is going to revisit these areas right over here before it continues its journey to the upside. But if the price breaks below the 100-day moving average, then there is also a possibility, there's also a strong possibility that the price comes and revisits its 200-day moving average. One important thing that we kind of got to keep an eye on is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, which is, by the way, trading to the upside, and it has bounced from its oversold. So 30 is an oversold and 70 is overbought. So right now this RSI is moving above from its oversold price levels, so which means that the momentum is likely to continue to the upside. Now, in terms of a oil price, again on the daily time frame, what we're seeing this massive momentum to the downside. There is no doubt about that, because the price has failed to break above these two particular moving averages, and that is your 100 and your 50-day moving average. Now, the fact that the price was never able to cross these two particular moving averages, and it has dropped, it this has pretty much made it clear for us that this price action is going to continue its journey to the downside. And the question is that how far can this journey can continue? Now, for me, when I look at the price action, the first price point which kind of really jumps out is right over here. We certainly want the price to respect the lows of this particular candle, and we certainly want the price to respect the is 200-day moving average, because if it breaks below this 200-day moving average, then the chances are that the price will continue into its major area of support, which runs between 34 to 35 right over here. But now, looking at the price action, it is pretty much clear that the price is trading very weak, and the momentum is skewed to the downside. So in other words, in very simple terms, what we got to do is we got to look at this entire area. Sorry, let me just get rid of that. We got to look at this entire area of consolidation, because the price has done nothing from here to here but continue to move in the sideways direction. But more recently, what we are seeing in terms of a price action is weakness coming in, and that means that the price is trading below this downward trend line, and it is continuing to move to the downside. But again, to revise and summarize, keep an eye on these particular areas of support. This especially this area. If the price falls below that, then there could be some serious turmoil. Certainly RSI has reversed its direction. It has broken its upward trend line, as you can see from here. So that means that what we are going to see is what we want to see is the RSI, staying at least above the new adjusted trend line. But if it breaks below that, then it means that this momentum is going to continue its direction to the downside. All right, folks, that's all for today, and happy weekend. I'll speak to you guys next.